Planet 9, the solar system's greatest mystery. Imagine something lurking in the darkness at the edge of our solar system. Something so massive, so distant that it could rewrite everything we know about our cosmic neighborhood. Think of the most remote place you can imagine, then multiply that by 1,000. That's still nothing compared to where Planet 9 might be hiding, the solar system's most elusive and controversial world. But what is Planet 9? And how did we even begin to suspect it exists? Let's start at the beginning. For centuries, we thought we had mapped our solar system completely. 8 planets, a handful of dwarf planets, and countless asteroids and comets, case closed. But in 2003, something changed everything. A team discovered Sedna, a strange reddish world with the most bizarre orbit anyone had ever seen. Sedna doesn't play by the rules. While most objects in our solar system orbit like cars on a highway, Sedna takes a completely different route. Its orbit is so stretched out and tilted that it spends most of its 11,400-year journey in the frozen darkness beyond anything we'd ever found before. At its closest, it's still twice as far from the Sun as Neptune. At its farthest point, a mind-boggling 936 times farther than Earth. That's like comparing the distance from your front door to your mailbox versus a trip to the Moon. But Sedna wasn't alone. Over the next decade, more of these extreme trans-Neptunian objects were found. Cosmic outcasts with orbits that shouldn't exist. And here's where things get really strange. They weren't scattered randomly across space. Instead, they were clustered together, all pointing in roughly the same direction, like every shopping cart in a parking lot mysteriously rolling toward the same corner. In 2016, 2 researchers at Caltech made a startling announcement. After years of calculations and computer simulations, they proposed that only one thing could explain this cosmic conspiracy: a massive, undiscovered planet shepherding these distant objects with its gravity. They called it Planet 9, and if it exists, it's unlike anything else in our solar system. Picture a world 5 to 10 times more massive than Earth. Imagine cramming 5 entire Earths into a single planet, then doubling it. This isn't some tiny rock like the asteroids. We're talking about a genuine super-Earth, the kind of planet that's incredibly common around other stars, but mysteriously absent from our own solar system, until now. Planet 9's orbit would be truly extraordinary. It would take between 10,000 and 20,000 years to complete a single trip around the Sun. That's longer than all of recorded human history. Its path is so elongated that it looks more like a racetrack than a circle. At its closest approach, it would still be 200 times farther from the Sun than Earth. At its most distant point, more than 1,200 times farther out, where the Sun would appear no brighter than a streetlight seen from across town. Out there, in the cosmic deep freeze, temperatures would hover around -375 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold enough to freeze the air you breathe solid in seconds. Any atmosphere would be a thin shell of hydrogen and helium, and the landscape would be a frozen wasteland of rock and ice that hasn't seen meaningful sunlight since your great-great-great-grandmother's ancestors were still fish. But Planet 9's influence reaches far beyond its frozen domain. Computer simulations show that its gravity could explain not just the clustering of extreme objects like Sedna, but also some of the solar system's other mysteries. Why do some objects orbit perpendicular to everything else, like cosmic rebels driving the wrong way on a one-way street? Planet 9's tilted orbit could fling them into these bizarre trajectories. Why is the Sun's axis tilted 6 degrees relative to the planet's orbits? Planet 9's gravitational tug could be slowly wobbling our entire solar system like a spinning top knocked slightly off balance. The evidence keeps mounting. Recent research shows that Planet 9's influence extends even closer to home. Objects between Jupiter and Neptune also show signs of being shepherded by something massive in the outer darkness. It's like discovering that a hidden puppeteer has been pulling strings throughout our solar system for billions of years. And we're only now noticing the strings. But here's the catch. Nobody has actually seen Planet 9 yet, and that's driving researchers absolutely crazy. The problem is distance. At such an enormous range from the Sun, Planet 9 would be incredibly faint, 600 times dimmer than Pluto. Finding it is like trying to spot a single candle flame from the distance between New York and Los Angeles, while it's moving in slow motion across a sky filled with billions of other lights. Teams have already searched through millions of images from powerful telescopes, ruling out 78% of Planet Nine's predicted hiding spots. They've used infrared telescopes to hunt for its heat signature, radio telescopes to detect its faint thermal glow, and even enlisted thousands of citizen scientists to scan archived data by hand. So far, nothing. But the hunt is far from over. The game changer arrives in 2025 with the Vera Rubin Observatory in Chile. This revolutionary telescope will be like having Superman's X-ray vision for the entire night sky. Equipped with the world's largest digital camera, a 3.2 billion pixel monster that could photograph every person at a football stadium and still have room for their hot dogs, it will photograph the entire visible sky every few nights for 10 years. If Planet 9 is out there and within the telescope's range, this cosmic census will find it. Not everyone is convinced, though. Some researchers argue that the clustering of distant objects could be an illusion caused by observational bias. We're simply more likely to spot objects in certain parts of the sky, like only looking for your keys under streetlights. Others suggest that the gravity of the Milky Way galaxy itself, or the collective pull of smaller objects, could explain the strange orbits without needing a ninth planet. The skeptics have a point. In 2020, two major surveys found no evidence of clustering when they carefully accounted for observational biases. But Planet 9 supporters fire back with new evidence and refined predictions. The debate rages on, with careers and reputations hanging in the balance like a cosmic game of poker where everyone's gone all in. Recently, the mystery deepened even further. In 2025, a team discovered a new dwarf planet called 2017 OF201, whose orbit doesn't fit the Planet 9 pattern at all. This cosmic rebel suggests that either Planet 9 doesn't exist, or the outer solar system is even weirder than we thought, like finding a piece that doesn't fit in a jigsaw puzzle you thought you'd already solved. Meanwhile, other researchers claim to have found actual candidates for Planet 9 in archived infrared data. Two mysterious heat sources in the predicted region of sky have experts cautiously excited, though they stress that confirmation will require years of additional observations. It's like seeing a shadow move in your peripheral vision. You know something's there, but you can't quite make out what it is. So where does this leave us? After nearly a decade of searching, Planet 9 remains tantalizingly out of reach. But that's about to change. The Vera Rubin Observatory will either find our solar system's ninth planet within the next few years, or rule out its existence once and for all. There's no middle ground. It's either there or it's not. If Planet 9 is real, its discovery would be the biggest solar system find since Neptune in 1846. The first new planet discovered in over 175 years. It would revolutionize our understanding of how planets form and evolve, prove that our cosmic neighborhood still holds profound secrets, and make every astronomy textbook obsolete overnight. If it doesn't exist, we'll have learned something equally important about the limits of gravitational influence and the tricks our telescopes can play on us. Either way, we're living through one of astronomy's greatest detective stories. Somewhere in the darkness beyond Neptune, the truth is waiting. And very soon, we'll finally know whether our solar system has been hiding a ninth planet all along, or whether we've been chasing shadows in the cosmic deep. The next few years will be decisive. The Vera Rubin Observatory isn't just another telescope, it's humanity's best shot at solving this mystery. When it opens its giant eye to the sky, it will either spot the most significant planetary discovery of our lifetimes, or close the book on Planet 9 forever. Stay curious and keep watching the skies, because the solar system's greatest mystery is about to be solved, and you'll be alive to witness it.